Alright, this next video is for Chapter 4 Review, Part 2. So my problem, 4 and 1700ths multiplied by 7 and 2/10. First thing I want to do is estimate. So I'm going to put a big E for my estimate. Okay, 4 and 1700ths I could simplify to 4. 7 and 2/10 I can simplify to 7. Remember, when we simplify, we want to make it easy numbers that we can do the calculation in our head. So my estimate would be 28. So I know that my product should be close to 28. So now I'm going to multiply. And I can forget about the decimals because I know where the decimal should go at the end. So I have 417 multiplied by 72 now, and now I just multiply. 7 times 2 is 14. We regroup the 110 to that place value. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So we have 3 tens total. 2 multiplied by 400ths is 800ths. So that was for multiplying by 2, so I'm done with that number. Now I need to multiply by the 7. Since the 7's in the tens place, I need to hold the 1's place with the 0. 7 times 7 is 49. So a 9's going to go in that place value, and then a 4 is going to go in my regrouped above the 10's place. So 7 tens multiplied by 110, 7 tens plus 4 is 11 tens. So I'm going to have 1 here, and then 1 more in the hundreds place. So 7 multiplied by 4 would then be 28, plus 1 is 29. And I can add 4, 12, regroup. That's 10, regroup. And I'm left with 30 and 2400ths. I know 30 and 2400ths because my estimate was 28. Another way that I can think about this, think about the decimal places. My number was 4 and 1700ths. That's 2 decimal places from the right. The next one, 7 and 2/10, 1 decimal place from the right. So 2 plus 1 equals 3 decimal places. If I move from the right in my product, I move it 3 places, right in between the 2 zeros. So 30 and 2400ths. Alright, letter B, the division problem. Again, first I need to estimate. So I'm going to estimate that to be 12 divided by 2, which equals 6. So my quotient should be somewhere near 6. Now, the first thing I want to do is get my divisor to be a whole number. So in order to do that, I'd have to multiply by 10. So then my dividend, I would also have to multiply by 10. So I'm going to have 118 and 8/10 divided by 22. First question I ask myself, can 100 be split up into 22 groups? No, so I need to split that up into tens. So now I have 11 tens, because 10 tens plus 1 10 is 11 tens. 11 tens, can they be split up into 22 groups? No, because I only have 11 of them. So I need to split them up into 1. So 11 tens would be 110 ones, plus the 8 ones that you already have is 118. So 22, I need to think about how many 22s can fit into 118, and it's 5. 5 times 22 is 110. 5 times 2 is 10. Regroup the 1. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So 110. And I subtract. I'm left with 8. I regroup because now I need to split it into tenths. So I have 88 tenths split up into 2 groups, and that would be 4 in each group. And that's exactly 88. I'm left with 0. So, where does my decimal go? Well, since I had everything lined up correctly, it goes straight up between the 5 and the 4. So 5 and 4/10 would be my quotient. Another way to think about that, my estimate was 6. So 5 4/10 is pretty darn close. The last one, letter C, 4,150 divided by 6. Remember, when we make estimates, we want easy numbers. So 4,000 is what my estimate is going to be, divided by, let's go with 5. And I know that equals 800. So I know my quotient should be close to 800. So now let's divide. So I have 4,150. And let's clear that one. 4,150 divided by 6. First question I ask myself, can 4,000s, remember I only have 4 of them, can they split up into 6 groups? No, so I have to split them up into hundreds. So there'd be 6 hundreds in each group. And 6 times 6 is 36, so I subtract, that would be 5. I regroup, and I have 55, and this is in the tens place, so 55 tens, and 55 divided by 6, you would be able to fit 9 in there evenly. 6 times 9 is 54. Subtract, you'd have 1 left. 1 10 left, so I need to regroup into 1, so there I would have 10 ones. 10 ones split up into 6 groups. 1 would go in each group, so I'd have 6, subtract, I have 4. Now, that's where my decimal point would go. Okay? But then I need to add a 0 for the tens place. I have 40. 40 divided by 6 would be 6. Okay? That'd be 36. I subtract, and I'd have 4. Now, since I have the tens place, I need to go all the way to the hundredths place. I'm rounding to the tens place, I need to go all the way to the hundredths place, so I'm going to bring down another 0. What this really says down there is 40 once again, so I know that I'm going to be able to put 6 in each group, and then subtract, and I'd subtract 36 from 40 and get 4 as my quotient. So all together here, if I look at my quotient, I have 691 and 66 hundredths. Need to look at that hundredths place value. That's greater than 5 or greater, so I'm going to round up. So my quotient is going to be 691 and 7/10. That would be my final quotient. Alright, that's Student Standard 2. Thanks for watching. Check out Student Standard 3 for the justification.